as a whole is great. Steph is one of the easiest people to build chemistry with. And Jimmy is shown to be also one of the easiest people to build chemistry with. He makes the game so much easier for everybody he's on the floor with. And their chemistry, I think, is great, and it'll continue to build.
Okay, sounds good. Warriors currently tied for fourth best title odds, Brew. Are you buying them as legit contenders?
Yes, I am.
Really?
Yes, I am. I'm actually giving them a shot to come out of the West. Now, they are fourth on my list in the West. I got the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Thunder, and the Warriors. And I would take the Lakers over the Warriors in a series. Denver, most likely. OKC, the youth worries me. I mean, see, they would be, I think, the youngest or maybe the second youngest team ever to win a championship. Look, this team, Jimmy Butler is perfect. Now, I would have rather have Durant, don't get me wrong. But Jimmy Butler is perfect for them. One, the mid-range, because of Steph, Buddy Hield, Podziemski, all their shooters, the mid-range is always available in Golden State. He is a mid-range player. He's a tough, defensive-minded player, similar to Draymond. He's the unique star that does the little things. Like when his mind is right, when he's not upset about a contract, which he's not right at this moment, he does all of this stuff, and he's in prove-it mode. So, and look, they're 8-1 with him. He hasn't even played that well with them yet. Numbers, he's averaging 16 points, 43% shooting, 7% from three. Now, I know they haven't beaten the murderer's row of teams.
And he doesn't shoot threes.
But he usually shoots better than 7%, though.
Yeah. Seven's low.
Yeah, right. And Steph is so easy to play with because he doesn't dominate the ball, but he can still get you 30 just by shooting. So I think, again, I like those four teams I mentioned before, three teams I mentioned better than them. But I think they remind me of the 2022 team a little bit. With Butler playing the role of Wiggins.
The top of the West is so much better than it was in 2022.
It is, but I'm not saying, nobody in the West, I like the Lakers a lot. I might like the Lakers best in the West.
Wow.
But they all have some flaws.
So the OKC's flaws is just you.
But who's the second in playoff series?
And you do worry a little bit, will Shea not get the whistle he gets in the regular season, which he really relies on. He earns it, but he relies on it. I agree with you, the fourth best team in the West. But the fourth best team doesn't win the conference.
No.
And very often the fourth best team loses in round one because they got a 3 out of 4 chance of playing one of those three teams above them in round one. So I think they have a hard ceiling of round two, and I think the only way they get to round two is if they get Memphis or Houston in round one. Because because the only teams they could play in round one are...
if they get the fourth seed. Now, I don't know that they can get the fourth seed, but...
they can't get the fourth seed. They can't even probably, you know what I mean?
Seed,
but even with the fifth seed, again...
You play the fourth seed.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. The teams ahead of them in the standings are OKC, the Lakers, Denver, Memphis, and Houston. And what I'm saying is Memphis or Houston, the only teams they could beat. And then in round two, you're going to play one of those other three. If you don't play one of them in round one. So I agree they're the fourth best team. I do not think they have any chance against any of those three teams you mentioned, barring injury. Obviously, injury changed things. I just think those three teams are far, far better than them. Okay. Far better than them.
Where you at?
I'm a Denver guy still. And I'm an okay. New Washington Commander Deebo Samuel responded to a report on Tim Kawakami's podcast where he noted that Deebo is 20 pounds overweight. Deebo hopped on Twitter and said, actually 225 is 10 pounds overweight. He said he was excited for a fresh start. We're expecting Deebo to thrive in Washington. The question that we agreed upon in the meeting, which I'm not going to say in my regular voice, but since Dusty told me to, does anyone expect Deebo to be an Avenger in Washington?
Well, that's Nick's word. That's what he used to tear down Brock Purdy.
That's right.
He's got a team full of Avengers around. Deebo has been an Avenger one season in his entire career. It's true, right? And that was like 4 years ago, 2021.
Some people were saying
Deebo he'll be good. He'll be the second option to Terry McLaurin. You got so much to worry about with McLaurin and even Jaden Daniels with the legs or the arm that I think Deebo will be valuable. I don't think San Francisco is going to miss him that much. I think they'll be fine without him. But I think he'll go there and play well. I don't think he'll be like an Avenger. Like
Brew, you don't worry that
all-pro
he's
type
going to
player.
age like a running back because they use him like a running back?
Well, that's. I mean, he's going to be 30. Is he
He's 29. He's
Yeah.
gonna be 29.
So, no, I think he'll, as a second receiver, I think he'll be good. Now, I would have rather have T. Higgins. I know that's not possible with the franchise, but I would have rather have him. Cooper Kupp, I mean, he's injury prone, so that is what it is. I think he'll be fine as their second guy.
Well, what's really good about this is he's going to play hungry, and not the hungry he played in San Francisco. He's going to be chasing some money. And Debo thinks he did himself some favors by telling everybody that he was 10 pounds overweight, like explaining away last season. But here's the problem. You get paid, and then you're going to be 10 pounds overweight.
Well, he got paid a couple years ago.
Well, and didn't he get some more money last year? Wasn't that part of the issue? He needed, but the whole thing is like, okay, so now when you're a free agent, we're going to pay you again so you can bulk up again. Right. Here's what I'd say for Washington. Last year it was $798 per pound per day that you're overweight. You can weigh in twice a week. I would set his weight, and I'd weigh him in twice a week to make sure that you get the best form of Debo. And I don't know why they wouldn't have done that in San Francisco. Those fines add up pretty quickly.
Wait, hold on. You got to explain to the audience. The 798 number is in the
in the collective bargaining. I believe it's 798 last year.
Yeah.
So you set a playing weight for a player, and you can weigh the players in, and it's not like it's some ad hoc number. There's a collective way that you come to it with trainers and doctors and nutrition, all those things. And then that's their playing weight. And then when they weigh in, you have team weigh-ins. If you're overweight, you get fined $798 per pound per day. And so
that would have been $8,000 a day if they'd have held him to it?
Till the next weigh-in. I mean, there's some players that we've had historically that lost like $250,000 on things like this, especially those O-linemen where,
How big were these guys?
well, yeah, some years.
Well, that's not that much. I mean, if you think about it, you could be 5 pounds overweight, but if you're the whole season.
But the goal isn't to be punitive. The goal is to set a weight that you're most effective at, and then have them stay at that. It was disappointing when I saw that he, not admitted that, but almost presented this as like, here's the reason I wasn't any good, guys. Well, I don't think that helps your marketing.
Well, I don't know if he was doing that or if he was like, I wasn't 20. I was 10.
Oh, it was only 10.
I was only 10. Yeah, it's like Cowboy Brew.